Rugby Sevens at the Olympics, day number 2 is in the bag, folks. We have 4 semi-finalists. The Blitzboks managed to find some form. Antoine Dupont's hopes of getting a gold medal still remain alive. The Fijians look incredible, and the Aussies doing pretty good on their defensive shifts as well, I thought. But we'll go through the games, and you guys can let us know your thoughts. I think I'm starting to get into some sevens. I made no bones about the fact, yesterday when I talked about sevens, I'm very much a 15s guy, but I think I enjoyed day 2 more than I did day 1. Maybe that's just what happens when you watch the games more. The stamina of these guys is genuinely quite incredible. The pace of the game, I knew it's fast, but yeah, it's one thing to see it, and it's another thing to see these guys absolutely put it all out there. So, yeah, I mean, there were some build-up games. Samoa beat Kenya 26-0. The Argentinians lost to the Aussies 22-14, which meant the Aussies qualified top with a 3-0 record. They were up at halftime. They got a little bit of a kicking game to the Aussies, which is one thing I noticed. The USA beat Uruguay. Perry Baker got 4 tries. It was great to see him in some open field. He is an absolute gas man. Like, even I know who he is, and I'm not a sevens guy, so that tells you how good he is. France lost to Fiji, 19 points to 12. The crowd loved the first try, but Fiji hit pretty much straight back. 5-all at halftime, and Fiji too good in that second half. South Africa then found some form after a pretty poor day 1. 49 points to 5. They needed a big points difference to make sure they remained the chance to go through to the next round. They did it. Biggest cheer of that game was the Japanese score, but still 49-5 South Africa. Pretty good result. And then New Zealand kind of squeaked by Ireland, 14 points to 12. I feel like Ireland honestly had a couple of good scoring opportunities in that game, which they didn't take, which cost them in the end because it's only a conversion that's the difference. 14 points to 12. Ireland dropped the ball. They had some pressure on the New Zealand goal line and didn't convert it. So, yeah, missed a few chances, but they still obviously go through to the quarterfinals with their still kind of positive record despite the 2-point loss. Then we get to the quarterfinals. Quarterfinal number 1, New Zealand up against South Africa. New Zealand should be red-hot favourites for that one, having gone through the pool stages unbeaten. South Africa a bit lackluster, but it's the bloody Blitzboks who get the job done, and they've got a kicking game, don't they? They love a kick. Virtually none of the other teams do this. Like, South Africa certainly kick more than even Australia, who put a couple of dinks through. They love putting on some territorial pressure, which I'm enjoying to see for something a bit different. It's genuinely a point of difference. I think David's got one. They got one from a chip over for Lades, 14-0. New Zealand got an important score just before halftime to make it 14 points to 7. But that's the final score. New Zealand had phases on the South African line. South Africa's defence held. New Zealand knocked it on. New Zealand will make a line break. The defence would scramble for the South Africans again. So, wow, that was a proper edge-of-your-seat game. I enjoyed that the most, I think, of any game I watched for a pure kind of spectacle. But I didn't enjoy seeing New Zealand go out. That was brutal, especially after their performances in the pools. So, yeah, I felt for the New Zealand boys for that one, but really good game. Really, really good tension. Then the French knocked out the red-hot favourite Argentinian side, 26 points to 14 in front of that home crowd. They scored first on the right wing. They scored second on the right wing. And then the TMO awarded a third one with a one-handed dive on the right wing. It was close, but it was a try. 21-0 at halftime, but the Argentinians came back. They scored a couple. France under pressure with a yellow card, so 14 points to 21. France just had to hold on, and then Dupont kind of caps it off with a wee snipe at the end. So, yeah, he gets a try when they had a penalty. Just tapped it and got everyone unawares. 26 points to 14 into the medal matches for the French. And like New Zealand, that's the kind of top qualifier going out for Argentina. Quarterfinal number 3, Fiji against Ireland. Comeback win for the Fijians in that one. Fiji scored 30 seconds, made it 7-0. Ireland hit back through Mullins to make it 7-5. And then Ireland even led at halftime, 10 points to 7 with a second try. I think it was Mullins again, wasn't it? And then Ireland got one in the corner. And I was starting to think, bloody hell, 3 of the top qualifiers are going to go out here. Hell of a start. But with 3 minutes left, Fiji go length of the field to make it 15-12 and then scored directly from the restart to make it 19-15. I mean, Ireland had one last chance but ended up turning the ball over. So brutal finish for the Irish. What is it with you guys in quarterfinals? I mean, Fiji at sevens. Fiji have just looked comfortable. So comfortable at this tournament. I mean, they play sevens pretty much like nobody else, eh? Yeah, what a win for Fiji. So come back from behind. Great game. And finally, one of the top qualifiers goes through. And then the last one, the Aussies 18-0 over the US. That was the most lopsided game, I felt. Like every other game, like you could feel an Argentinian comeback. You could feel like the New Zealanders were close to South Africa. Fiji literally had a comeback, but USA never looked like beating the Aussies. The Aussies looked really, really, really comfortable. Like they just had a bunch of pressure payoff to get a couple of tries in the first half. Both of them unconverted. One through Corey Toole, 10-0. Toole looked to have a second one in the game in the second half, but it was chalked off for touch. But the Aussie defence just made a USA attack, which had put 33 points past Uruguay and looked sharp, made them look ordinary, eh? So Aussie even opted for a 3 to finish the game 13-0 seemingly, but then drove back the USA guys to score one over their own goal line at the death. So 18-0. Yeah, good result for the Aussie 7 side. And now we got our semi-finalists. South Africa will take on France, and the Fijians will take on Australia. So I assume at this point the Fijians are the favourites. But yeah, take nothing for granted in sevens, eh? Anything can happen. Crazy few games. I look forward to seeing the medal matches and then the start of the women's sevens as well. But yeah, you guys let us know your thoughts. What are you thinking about the sevens? Who do you think's gonna pick up that gold? Are the Fijians likely to get 3 in a row? Or can you see Antoine or one of the other sides, the Blitzboks, who come into some form, or the Wallaby side with their defence getting it done? You guys let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.